on, I think this is our 5th or 6th DAAR discussion. All been informal, all been great fun. I would just remind you that this is a video conference. So those of you who are hiding behind a static screen, I'll just remind you, we're all ugly. We know what you look like. So unless you have a very good reason, it would be great to actually see you. Thanks, Martha. Hey, how you doing? So yeah, this is the 5th or 6th of these events, and the interest has been great, and it's been an extremely good way of doing some informal networking with you guys, and also an opportunity to see people who, in this current scenario, of course, we're not getting a lot of opportunity to do so. So in discussion with different people, we thought it would be a great idea to get our affiliates to sort of join us and just provide an update to the members on how the COVID situation has affected you in your business, what you've done to overcome some of the challenges, and also what you see as being the future for your particular business. And then we'll obviously then give the opportunity for members and others to ask you questions about different things. So totally informal, no set structure. What I will do is I will invite on the list that I have each affiliate that's represented here to sort of kick things off. And as always, feel free to unmute yourselves at any time if you have a question or you want to make a comment. It is, as I say, totally informal. I would just remind you also that you're being recorded, so this is going to go down in the annals of history. So make sure, yeah, Bob, don't say anything. All right, so first one on the target then. Let's hear from Neil McKinnon from 123 Junk.
I was just thinking to myself, I don't want to go first, but it's okay. So, of course, we've been affected a little bit drastically with everything going on because our business is so tied to commercial and residential real estate. So we've definitely seen a reduction in the amount of use for our services. So it's forced us to change a little bit in terms of what we do. Of course, the safety of our staff and our clients are the most important things. So we want to make sure that we've added the proper PPE and protection to all our trucks and keeping crews together to keep people safe. We've also started taking all our billing online. So we are still accepting payment, but everything is either done online or direct with our office. And we are still taking donations. We are still working with charities. A lot of charities are not accepting direct donations. So we're working with the charities that are to try and make sure that they are still getting stuff. A lot of that is us bringing it back to our facility, holding on for a time, and then having them come pick it up. So we're still offering a lot of the same great services that we did previously. And what we're just trying to do is just making sure that our referral partners have an opportunity to reach out to their folks. So some of you or most of you may have received an email from me saying that we're taking that 10% discount that we give to all our agents, and we're personalizing it for you. So if anybody wants a personalized 10% discount, please reach out. I'll be more than happy to do it for everybody on the Zoom call. I'll put my information in chat. And then we also are doing programs such as Operation Curbside, where we're getting with agents that farm communities and saying, hey, if you want to farm a community, we'll give you 35 to 40% off a truck. You pick 5 neighbors, tell them to put their stuff outside, and we'll go pick it up. So it gives you a great opportunity to reach out to folks and talk about some of the great things that you're doing. Just anything we can to help our referral partners, our agents, give value to their clients. So I don't know if I answered all your questions there, but yeah, that's what 123 Junk is working on right now.
Anybody got any questions they'd like to put to Neil? So I have one question, Neil. How do you see sort of things going forward? I mean, obviously you've changed to suit the current situation. Do you see that being the way of the future?
In the near future, I definitely think so. I definitely think that probably over the next couple of months, things are going to pick up. From what we've heard from our partners, our realtor partners, and from other folks, is that everything kind of got pushed back. So as Virginia starts to reopen, I think that we're going to see an increase in, in people coming to us. But I do think that for at least another 6 months to a year, we're still going to be trying to, you know, keep our people in proper PPE and protect everyone out there. I definitely think there's going to be an increase in business moving forward, especially as we get into the summer months, because people, if they were planning to move, they're going to have to move anyway. So yeah, I think that in the near future, this is the way it's going to be. So as I said, anything that we can do to support our agents and provide them with marketing material and things to touch people with, we're more than happy to.
And how have your sort of staff sort of responded to this scenario?
Our staff has been pretty good. You know, we've had to make some changes because our staff was scared at first to go out, and so to protect them, we made sure that we made a hard investment in PPE. We made sure that we kept crews together, so it's not a variety of people going into on a team each day, and we clean the trucks out every day. So we're trying to reduce their exposure to when they're in the homes. But they understand that the work that we do, and they want to make sure that not only that they're protecting the clients, but they need to protect themselves because they have to go home with families too. So the lockers, we closed the office, but we've made changing areas. So if they want to, they can change at the office once they've gotten back and don't have to go home in the same clothes. You know, but for the most part, our staff has been really good. We're actually still hiring. We brought on probably about 3 new people in the last week and getting ready to gear up for the summer because we understand it's going to be a busy time for us.
Great, thanks. Anyone else? Anyone else got any questions then for Neil before we move on? Neil,
this is Sue. Neil, I think your idea of neighborhood junk collection with the discount is great. Can you send us a flyer or something so we can promote that with our agents?
Sure, I'll send it right over, Sue. I think it's a great opportunity, especially for people that farm. We've done it. We've helped everyone from a group as small as 5 people in one neighborhood to, we did a neighborhood up in Maryland where it was 40 families for one agent up there. And sometimes the agent pays for it. Sometimes they just split the cost amongst the people in their neighborhood. So I'd be happy to, if anyone wants me to come to their team meeting, talk to their agents about it, I'll send flyers out. I'd be more than happy to share with everyone.
Thank you. All right, moving on to our next presenter then. Could I ask Phil Lyles of America's Preferred Home Warranty to jump on and say hi? Phil.
Hi, thank you, Barry. I appreciate the time and hope everybody is doing well and safe during all of this craziness. Definitely something unprecedented that none of us have really had to deal with in our lives. But as far as America's Preferred Home Warranty, we really, we've been impacted, but yet we are just still plugging along. From a field sales perspective, all of our area sales managers obviously are stuck at home, can't get into real estate offices. We do business in 49 of the 50 states. So kind of the lockdown is a little different for everybody. I know Pennsylvania was really locked down and they couldn't even do any transactions for some time, but that's opened up, I believe, late last week. So not being able to get into offices and meet face-to-face with brokers and agents, we really have just been working hard on the phones, email, trying to join in as many virtual office meetings that we can. I've done several in the area, been talking to brokers and agents on the phone all day, every day. From a overall business perspective, we really haven't skipped a beat. Month to date, for May, I believe we've taken around 16,000 phone calls And we've had an average answer time of 10 seconds, which is phenomenal, especially when you consider that all of our call center agents are working from home. So the distractions of working from home, homeschooling, pets, everything that you can imagine, and we're still answering 16,000 phone calls within 10 seconds. So we definitely have not skipped a beat. I think for our headquarters in Jackson, Michigan, I think just a small handful of people are working in the office. From a custodial standpoint, obviously cleaning and sanitizing the office. I think we have an accounts payable clerk that is there that's collecting checks as they come in and logging them into our system. She's actually doing the job. She was just named our employee of the month because she's actually doing a job that usually is 3 people because she's there all by herself. So we really have taken a stance of business as usual, just in a new norm. As far as working with agents and brokers to promote home warranties and talk about the importance of home warranties, we continue to do that, like I said, on the phone. And we have opened up a promotion. We started it in April, and then we've extended it to the end of June, where we understand that agents right now are really stuck at home trying to make the best that they can of talking to old clients, obviously trying to get those referrals and what have you. We've actually opened up our real estate transaction pricing to allow agents to talk to former clients that either had not purchased a warranty when they bought their home, or even somebody who wants to change to a different warranty company. We're offering our current real estate transaction pricing to those folks, as opposed to our direct-to-consumer pricing, which they would normally fall under, which gives them a savings of at least $75. Obviously, we're in a situation right now where unemployment is through the roof. People are financially strained. They're worried. So obviously having a home warranty to offset those costs of repairs if something should happen, or replacement if that's the case. We understand that that's important to people right now, as they are maybe pinching pennies or watching their finances. So that's why we opened up that real estate transaction pricing to all past clients of real estate agents, or even agents themselves. So definitely, I'll put my information in the chat. Please reach out to me if you have any virtual meetings coming up that you want to talk about home warranties. I'm free to do that. I do that on a daily basis. So we're here to help you try to maintain your business the best as possible.
Phil, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, if you put your contact details into the chat box, anyone got any follow-up with Phil, feel free to sort of do that yourselves. Phil, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Okay, next on the list, Amy.
So, good morning. How are you? Needless to say, COVID has impacted mortgage banking significantly. I'll leave it for anybody who has specific questions, but there's 2 things that I'd like to share with you. The first is that mortgage servicers are experiencing a significant increase in what are called forbearance requests. Conventional loans are probably about 8% of a lender's servicing portfolio on a conventional loan is in forbearance right now. On the governments, we're approaching 10% of the servicing portfolios are in forbearance. And yet we're seeing surveys that would indicate that only about 1/3 of homeowners understand their rights under the CARES Act. So I wanted to share with you quickly a screen, if I could. And what I'm trying to do is to give, Barry, I wanted to give some realtors an opportunity to reach out to their clients. While everybody is cooped up at home, you're trying to figure out a way to reach out to your client base and to build that relationship and to show your areas of expertise. And why is that not showing here? One moment. And show some of, there we go. Show your areas of expertise. And this will give you an opportunity to reach out to your client and let them know what their rights are, or at least give them some direction. So I think you all can see that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so under the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau's website, under the CARES Act, it provides a video as well as their opportunities for forbearance. When I say forbearance, that's an all-encompassing term as to what the bank will renegotiate with them or talk to them about in terms of their rights with their mortgage. Everybody thinks, well, I just don't have to make my payment. Well, in some respects, yes, but you do have to coordinate that through your servicer. You can't just stop making payments. Otherwise, it's going to have an impact on your credit. So this website, if you go to this link, and you can share this link with your client base, that will help explain that. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention, another opportunity to reach out to clients, is with the amount of appreciation that folks have experienced in their properties. This may be a wonderful opportunity to reach out to those folks who took FHA financing, who may have a 5, 10, maybe 15% equity position with interest rates hovering around the 3% mark. This will give them an opportunity to get rid of that gosh awful FHA mortgage insurance. And even though they may incur some conventional mortgage insurance, there will certainly be way better options for them. And down the road, I don't know where rates will go. Certainly a year ago, 18 months ago, we were not predicting this, or predicting 3%. But certainly those folks who have 3% probably won't be refinancing anytime soon. But this will be an opportunity to get rid of mortgage insurance. So a lot of our first-time home buyers are in that $400,000 to $500,000 price range. I know that sounds silly that we would have first-time home buyers that are in the $500,000 price range, but you're looking at FHA mortgage insurance that's almost $300 a month as part of that payment. I have refinanced 2 FHA borrowers recently out of their FHA financing, and their total savings on a monthly basis is $500. So the combination of a reduced interest rate and the elimination of that FHA mortgage insurance is saving them almost $500 or more a month. So I'm not going to tie up a whole lot of folks, but I wanted to give you folks opportunity to reach out to your client base with 2 pieces of information that would give you opportunity to make that presentation to them. So the first is those folks who have FHA financing, and the second is to make sure that your clients are aware of their rights under the CARES Act. And through the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, you have an excellent website and a link that you can provide them. So outside of that, I'll take any questions if anybody has any.
Amy, thank you very much. Some great information there, and I'm sure people will take that direction and hopefully provide their clients with some sort of valid information. Thank you very much indeed.
Great, thanks, Barry.
Thank you. Always good to hear from you, Amy. You can stop sharing your screen now, so I could.
Oops, yeah, I got to figure out how to turn that off. Trying to figure out how to get back to that, Barry. So hold on.
There you go. Excellent.
There we go. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next on the agenda. Let's have Justin Dobson from Comp Energy.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Just a brief introduction for some of you who don't know me. My name is Justin Dobson. I own actually 2 companies. One is Comp Energy, and the other is 3 Pros Basement Systems. And basically, we do everything in a house to make it more comfortable, energy efficient, and healthier. Things like basement waterproofing, as I'm watching it pour down rain, making me smile right now. Mold remediation, radon mitigation, insulation, windows, doors. So our company has been deemed essential since the beginning. So we've not missed a day of work. but the demand turned off like a light switch. I'm telling you, like we were going from 15 leads a day to like, boom, nothing, maybe one or two. So the tough part was trying to, not only that, but the backlog that we had built out over the, month or month and a half, people were calling and saying, hey, I know I'm scheduled to do a job with you in 2 weeks, let's hold off. So we were very fortunate to get our PPP loans and things like that so that we could carry on business. The hard part was, well, what do I do with these people, and how do I pay them that money to do, nothing really, because there was nothing to do. One of the products that we use, one of the things, as I said, we do is mold remediation. There's a product that we use, is natural thyme and rosemary based liquid that we fog to kill mold. Well, we turned out to learn it's a natural viricide as well. So like a lot of the breweries and distilleries switched to doing hand sanitizer, we started to fog and disinfect the air and surfaces within the homes and businesses. So we did a lot of Bank of Charlestown, a couple of restaurants, exercise studios, things like that. And what that did for us was allow our salespeople to have something to do. If they didn't have a sales call that day, they may be able to go fog one or two homes. Basically, very low price. We're doing it at $250. So if there's a special that I would call to action, if anybody's got an interest, especially real estate agents, the move in and move out, we can go in and disinfect the house for $250. It's slowly been creeping back up as far as the demand has been going for our normal work that we do on a daily basis. Like I said, we were getting on average 12 to 15 leads a day, and we're down to, we're back up to probably closer to 8 to 10. So we're probably about 75% capacity. The other challenge was these people who were calling us who had a concern and a need or desire to fix something in their home. Well, how in the heck do they pay for it? Because now they're sitting at home not getting paid. So we brought in special financing offers for people to extend out their jobs and not have to pay them for 12 or 18 months, things like that, like all the TV commercials you're seeing with plumbing and siding and windows and HVAC. So we've been doing the same sort of things, but it's been challenging, that's for sure. Just because we were coming to work doesn't mean we were, smiling every day. I'll say that.
Yeah. That's great, Justin. Thanks. Some interesting information, and I think it's nice to sort of find new ways that you can utilize your skill set in this environment. So the benefits of that fogging has actually sort of been a bonus for you.
Yeah, you got to become a chameleon and change with the times. Anybody who's standing still is going to fail.
Great. So Justin, if you can stick your details in the chat for the audience.
Sure.
If anyone's got any questions to follow up with him, please give Justin a shout. But thanks for your time, Justin. Appreciate it.
Thank you all very much. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you. Okay, one of our favorite speakers, Martha, Leanie's Thailand Grout. Come and join us.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, great.
Okay,
favorite speaker, woohoo! First of all, I can really relate to what everybody has said, except for the mortgage. I can't really relate to anything that you said, Amy. But everything else was down to my level. Justin, I can certainly empathize and feel everything that you were talking about. We were set up to have a record year, and actually we might still have a record year, but we were definitely teed up for a record year. And all of a sudden, I think Monday we had like 20 estimates scheduled, and then the phone didn't ring. Maybe for a phone sale from Home Depot the next day, it just shut off like a faucet. So that was a little unnerving. We had an excellent January and February, so we were booked out March and April, thank goodness. And some folks were still letting us in their home. We did have some empty homes, which was very nice. One of the things that, pivoting is important. One of the things that we used to do, or that we've always done, excuse me.
Ooh, it froze up.
Whoops.
Ooh, looks like she might have frozen up.
Dramatic
She's
pause.
frozen.
That's froze. Hey, just real quick, Martha's crew came out to do my house. last Thursday did an excellent job. I mean, they were in and out within 4 hours. Bathroom looks perfect. It's my kid's bathroom, so I wanted
Thank you, Neil.
Hey, no problem. You pro, so I just jumped in for you. But
Neil, thank you.
Outstanding job. Just want to give her
Oh.
back. She's back. Gotta go.
Well, thank you. And that was, due in large part to Neil's being flexible about a virtual estimate. So we were able to get a lot of information electronically in the convenience of their own home. We don't know if the client was wearing pants or not, but we were happy to provide the estimate. Thank you, Neil. But so that's been really great for us, and that will be an avenue for us going forward, is something that we'll always feature because everybody's busy. We certainly want to get in front of the client as much as possible, but now we're able to offer an option. One of the things, we did go into some commercial cleaning. We did like Justin, that's great to know, I'll probably give you a call. We purchased an electromagnetic sprayer that does the very fine mist particles. So we've sanitized a couple of commercial properties. We just did a 40,000 square foot warehouse in Sterling, which was fun. And then we have a little bit of a underutilized kind of a not-for-profit program in our company called Ceiling for Seniors, where senior citizens on a fixed income, we're always looking for folks who have a need in their shower that maybe they're too old or they don't have the right enough, they don't have the right funds. We'll clean their shower, clean their floor, recaulk it, seal it as a nonprofit. So we've been able to focus a little bit on that. We've done 3 free jobs for clients. So that's been fun. We've taken a deeper dive into customer service. We're always moving and we take a lot of pride in what we do, but I think it's given us time to really inspect how we are delivering customer service. If I could rewind 1 second, just from a fundamentals perspective, we haven't laid anybody off, and we have not, fortunately, knock on wood, as of right now, have not, we've been able to, I guess, fund payroll through the business that we do have, I guess I should say. So, we're very fortunate for that. But every day is a new day, and I certainly sit on edge every day. We miss our breakfast meetings. We miss connecting, the human connection. Michael misses standing in front of you guys and getting you to laugh. So we miss that.
I was going to ask where Mike was.
Yeah, no, he's out. He actually has 6 virtual estimates today. So he's in front of his iPad punching those out right now. He's good in front of a camera and he loves it. He thinks the clients are his fans. It's pretty embarrassing, actually. And then, of course, lastly, to wrap up, when we're in a client's home, well, first of all, when we had a couple of team meetings, we said, is everyone comfortable going inside a client's home? Here's the plan. Here's what we're doing for you. If you are not comfortable, just let us know. There is no pressure. But here's the plan going forward, and everybody was comfortable. And our projects are taking a little bit longer because we're only sending in 1 tech per home. And that's what we're doing. We're
Martha,
thankful. We're thankful.
Yeah, Martha, thanks for that. Obviously, we know just how well you are appreciated in this area. So thanks to all you're doing, and thanks for your support to the association.
I have a question for you, Martha.
Sure.
We had entertained the idea of the no-touch or virtual estimates. Has it been working well for you? People receptive to that?
They have been very receptive to it. You were able to get in front of the client the very next day.
Yeah.
Our little customer service software has connected to Stream, which is a virtual blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But WhatsApp works just as fine. So when we book the virtual, we send the WhatsApp invitation to the client. Michael will call them through WhatsApp, and it's been very good. Occasionally there's some surprises once we get into the home.
Sure.
But we're kind of prepared to talk about those things. But it's been very receptive. If we weren't doing virtual estimates right now, I don't know where we would be.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you. Martha, if you can stick your details in the chat box for people
Sure.
to follow up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. Okay, our next star of the stage, Scott Lee, MBH. Where are you? There he is.
There you go.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's well. For those that don't know me, I think most do, but I'm Scott Lee with MBH Settlement Group. I don't want to focus so much on what we're doing as far as disinfecting for people or clients, is I think what's happening right now for us as a title company is we're pretty much managing the stress level of both real clients, realtor clients, lender clients, and because everyone's stress level is a little bit different than what we can see. And we're doing all the same things as most of our everybody's doing. We're trying to limit the amount of time that we spend in front of people. We're doing earnest money deposits being deposited on your phone with the Bank Shot app. We're doing those type of things, but we're spending a lot of our days just trying to manage the stress level of clients who are unsure whether they should come into the office, unsure whether they should wear gloves or mask. So in kind of what's happening, most lenders still are not allowing electronic signatures or electronic notaries, though we are doing the ones that do, and we are doing the ones for sellers. What we found that really works is we're getting loan docs early. Thanks to the lenders, they're doing a really good job of getting that to us. I'm going over packages over the phone or over video call before people come in. And what it basically does is we're limiting the amount of time that people are spending in our office. Every closing, after closing, our office lobby, doors, handles, conference rooms are all disinfected. So I think people, the stress level and the way that they're feeling about everything that's going on, they're a little bit more comforted as they know that they're coming in, they're going to be in a safe environment. Settlements have now, closings are now in the 15-minute range for people that do want to go over all these docs beforehand. And that's been a huge help for everybody, and I think it makes everybody feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm also going to start, and I think some of our competitors are doing the same thing too. I don't know what Keith's doing, but we're going to start easing some of the restrictions on the amount of people that we allow in closings. We have been up to this point asking that only people that are executing documents come into the office. We're now starting to ease a little bit for if a lender needs to come in or if a realtor wants to come in. Of course, we're all gloved and masked, but we're going to start easing those requirements and restrictions after June 1st. On a case-by-case basis, and I think we'll ease them as we go into summer and see how everything turns out. We're also going CE classes online now. We're doing the CE classes. They're the same class you would get if we were doing a class in your office. So that, again, I think will go virtual, and that may be something that we do going forward for a pretty long time. I, too, like some of the other people, I miss the morning sales meetings, and I miss my interaction. My interaction on most days, believe it or not, is Omni, because his office is in the same building as me, and he's the only one that shows up. So I'm in the office, Omni's in the office. I see Omni all the time. I don't see anybody else. So I hope everybody stays safe and healthy and enjoys a little bit of downtime and weekend, and I'll take any questions if anybody has any.
So Scott, the one thing you can't complain about is you've got some great entertainment at home.
I do. The band has been moving. My recording studio at my house is now dismantled as the kids finally moved out. Their rent back was 60 days. So I can tell you that's a big change too, especially with one kid in college in Chicago that's done, and my daughter being out, being an empty nester for a couple of years, then having daughter and son-in-law for 2 months. That was quite a change for me. I like being an empty nester, and I'm pretty good at it too. So,
for those of you who don't know, Scott has a very talented daughter, son-in-law, and son-in-law's sort of brother, who are a group called Shade, S-H-A-E-D. If you've never heard of them, get onto YouTube and type in S-H-A-E-D. I think you will be amazed at just how talented this group is. And we sort of follow them because obviously we're friends of Scott, and we've learned to sort of follow his daughter's band. So it's been and they do sort of shows on YouTube for you to watch from home. So that's been a bit of respite for all of us. So Scott, thanks for that, and say thanks to Shade.
No, I will, and I will say, as for most people that are close to my age on this call, my daughter just did the duet with Sting, which is more on what I'm, in my genre, and I grew up with Sting. And that's been great too. But yeah, it's been fun having them, and they've been a good, and you guys have been so supportive of the kids, so we're really proud of them. But
Great. Thanks, Scott. Stick your details in the chat box if anyone wants to follow up, either with title questions or questions about the band. So let's get the Converse statement now and ask Keith Barrett from Vesta to join us and give his perspective on things. Keith, good morning.
I'm all distracted now. I'm looking over here on YouTube at Shade. I want to check that out.
Hey,
Scott,
you're not short of a bit of musical talent yourself. Come on.
Don't believe the hype. Well, good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe and washing your hands. That's obviously paramount on everyone's mind. My name is Keith Barrett. I'm the founder of Vesta Settlements. Scott did a really good recap, I think, on what the leading title companies in the area are doing. And I'll kind of probably echo some of it and maybe fill in some other gaps or touch on some other areas. So, first and foremost, I heard Martha mention, the electromagnetic cleaning and disinfecting. So we're obviously doing everything that we possibly can to keep folks safe because there is uncertainty, and I think folks are approaching this from different points of view, right? Some people are very concerned about it, very nervous about it, don't even want to come out of their home. Other people, of course, on the other end of the spectrum are, having the attitude like, no big deal. It's just like the flu, and you get everything in between as well. So I think it's important as business leaders that we're taking a conservative approach and catering to those that are the most vulnerable among us. So in addition to the multiple daily disinfecting that we're doing in our offices, we actually had a company come in to all of our offices and do like a hospital grade electromagnetic, anti-gravity type of fogging and spraying in our offices. Just want to take this very seriously. And it's not only for our clients and our partners, but it's my team here at Vesta as well, because we hear about the healthcare workers and the folks at the food markets, and these are folks that really have to come into work, and they deserve all of the praise in the world. But here in the title industry, it is not impossible, but much more difficult to have everyone working remotely based on what we do. And so we have folks that are showing up every day, folks that are, like myself, getting into the closing room every day with people, and you don't know where they've been or who they've been with, or whether they're maintaining social distancing. So we put ourselves at risk. So I'm sitting here in my office today. We have about half of the team at Vesta Settlements working remotely. We have always been very technology forward thinking. And so making this transition was not so difficult for us. We had already had, for example, remote earnest money deposits set up for years. We had been e-recording since 2013. We have been handling remote online notarizations for the last 3 to 3.5 years. In fact, we have 8 people at Vesta who are themselves approved electronic notaries in the Commonwealth of Virginia. But let me say a word about that. And I think that for both my fellow friendly competitors that are on this Zoom call, as well as the agents that are participating, if I have one area that I think has been misunderstood, it is this. We all throw around the term very loosely, e-closings or electronic signings, but those come in many different shapes and forms. And when you throw around to clients the fact that they might have the ability to e-sign or do have the ability to e-sign, you have to be very careful about managing expectations, because what you mean by it and what they perceive by it might be two very different things. I have frankly also seen competitors of mine advertising remote online notarized transactions like everyone's doing it and it's available to everyone. So let me dissuade both my friendly competitors as well as the agents on the call. The secondary mortgage market has not approved remote online notarizations, period. So if you got a cash deal, by all means, we can do a fully online remote notarized transaction. If we're doing the seller side, pretty much by all means we can do it, although, you know, we do have to contact the buyer's title company because they're going to be issuing a policy and we want to check that out. But as far as the buyer on a federally related mortgage loan, chances are you're not going to be able to do it. And I think that people are reading about it. This has captured everyone's imagination. The law has been on the books in Virginia since 2012. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing it. But as you know, in a real estate transaction, there are just a lot of chefs in the kitchen. And so even though a title company might be ready, the underwriter might have their policies in place. The originating lender might want to do it. But you know, you have a secondary mortgage market, the aggregators, the investors. It's just not happening. Will it happen? Sure. And so I'll take a different avenue here. You know, Barry talked about, you know, what changes might we see? Well, coming out of this on the other end, it's possible, I don't know, but it's possible, and I hope that as tragic as what is happening is, this might prove an accelerant to bridging the gap toward fully remote online notarized transactions, and that becoming a possible norm within our industry. So I think that might be one of the results of all of this, and I suspect that behind the scenes lenders are looking at it. But short of a fully remote online notarized transaction, we are taking all measures of flexibility to get it done. We're doing what we're calling, you know, curbside closings, where, you know, on refinances or even people on purchases that are comfortable with it. We have all protocols set in place with automated emails that we send out about what the procedure for that is. We have done kind of very flexible power of attorney closings because Fannie Mae has relaxed their guidelines and normally would not allow, by virtue of a perceived conflict of interest, an employee of the settlement company to act as a power of attorney for the borrower. Fannie has relaxed those guidelines and now allows that. And so we've had lenders that have bought into that. And we've had Vesta settlement agents act as the power of attorney for the borrower. So the borrower really only has to sign a POA. They only have to have contact with a notary to sign a POA. And then someone at Vesta winds up signing all the other documents for the borrower. And we do a Zoom call with them and go over everything. We have done remote online notarized transactions where they've been allowed. And as Scott said, you know, just really trying to cater in terms of flexibility by what we are doing. The last thing I'd say, and I'd end on I think a note of good news. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly around March 23rd, when Governor Northam made the announcement about, you know, certain closures and how we'd be proceeding, injected a fair measure of uncertainty into the market. But I will share with this group, although the title industry is a lagging indicator, that even if we back out the refinances, because we all know refinances are going crazy right now, but even backing out refinances, Vesta Settlements is tracking in terms of closed transactions and open transactions ahead of where we were this time last year. There is actually more business coming in the door, and I think that is a testament to all of the realtors that are participating on this call, because you guys are the leading indicator. You are the tip of the spear. And without you, companies like Vesta Settlements and Looney's and MBH and all the lenders on the call, we wouldn't have any business if it wasn't for you. So you are finding ways to get business done, to be flexible, to pivot. And because of that, you are supporting the entire ecosystem that supports you in your transactions. And so for those of you that might be feeling a little dissuaded, a little discouraged, I am here to tell you that we are seeing more business this year than we did last year, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. So whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Keith, no, thank you very much. You make some really valid points there. And I think also, you know, a further testimony that real estate is a team effort. And there's a lot of moving parts in the process. So people like yourselves and all of the vendor support that, you know, we need to actually get to the closing table. That's just so important. So this sort of cohesion, long may it continue. So thank you very much for your comments, Keith.
Thanks for having me.
And rounding off our sort of triumvirate of settlement companies, we have Tiffany Perry from Pride Settlement. So for those of you that only thought you were going to be here for an hour, I'm not going to shut you off after 60 minutes. We're going to keep going as long as you want to keep talking. I've got other affiliates that will be speaking, so hang around. But I won't be switching off at the 60-minute point. So Tiffany, welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany with Pride Settlement and Escrow, and it's so nice to see you all. Wish I could see you in person, but here we are on the video. So I think a lot of points have already been touched on by Keith and I'm sorry,
Scott.
Yeah, Scott. And but man, we need those e-closings. We need them, and I've talked to lenders, and I've been on several panels for that. And there are lenders that are starting to or have plans to do the e-closings in our area. And once just one big one in our area has it, then the other ones are going to have to follow suit. And I'm hoping that that will happen soon. But you know that in North Dakota, you can do an e-closing, and I mean a full e-closing, and the lenders in North Dakota, they allow it. And there's other states too that fully allow e-closings and have been for a while. So it's just, doesn't make a lot of sense that in our area we can't do them. I've performed over 150 closings myself since this COVID crisis, and everyone has been safe and I haven't gotten sick. I've been doing a lot of outdoor closings and garage closings. I've been trying to keep mine away from the office because honestly, I don't want to take 14 days off of work or leave a trail of a big COVID outbreak of, 20 households or more. So, we've been very, very careful with our procedures and, everything that we're doing to keep everyone safe. But bottom line, we really need those e-closings. And, I'm really hoping that the secondary market will, allow it soon. So I think that's probably a good summary of what's been going on in our industry.
Thanks, Tiffany. Appreciate your comments. Again, if you could put your details in the chat box.
Okay.
Anyone that's got any follow-up questions with Tiffany, feel free to reach out. I'd like to call on Jonathan Asfor to speak now because I know he's got to jump off for another meeting. So Jonathan, take it away.
Hello, everybody. It's very good to actually see a lot of you guys, obviously not in person and hopefully very soon. So a couple things Super is doing. I'm Jonathan with Super. We do home warranties. We are a tech company. The first thing is claims are up for us significantly, and that is because people are home. So people are using their HVAC systems more. They're using their appliances more. So thus it's causing more breakdowns. So that is very, very clear. We are a tech company, like I said, so we already had cashless transactions and everything can be done online, which is helpful during a time like this. As far as our contractors go, we only use 4- and 5-star contractors. So a lot of them have been taking the necessary precautions that they've had to take from the beginning. Things like wearing the necessary equipment, face masks, gloves, all of those things. They've been doing that from before and they continue to do that. All of our main people in San Francisco are all working from home now. And we are just pushing forward with a lot of marketing, online digital marketing. Our marketing team has been extremely, extremely busy. And that is the update for us. I'll put my contact information. And yeah, any questions for me? I mean, again, we're busy. We're still growing. I know that the last I heard, we were down as far as transactions for a national average, about 40%. Super is nowhere near that. We obviously have taken a slight hit, just like everyone has. We're not close to that. We're still chugging along. We were 100 times better than the market leader for home warranties as far as our growth. And we're continuing to also grow as well. So still very excited. I think that personally, from what I've been reading about economists, that after all this blows over, that the real estate industry will actually have a boom, because this is not like the 08 like subprime lending days. So I am excited for the future and what's going on. So yeah.
Jonathan, thanks you very much, and thanks again for your support. And good luck, as the business sort of moves on.
Thanks, guys.
If I could ask Seth Hulbert to join us now.
Well, good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm Seth Hurlbert with Hurlbert Home Inspection. And as far as what we're doing to try and keep our clients safe, all of our inspectors, we've got the protective equipment, mask, and we actually take a different pair of shoes into houses with us. We've always done that so that we don't track anything in or out. We keep these clean. We've got the wipes to wipe down all of our tools that we're using, anything that's going in and out of the house, taking in hand soap so we can wash our hands when we come in and again when we leave, in addition to wearing gloves. So we're doing what we can to try and keep our clients safe and protect the property that we're inspecting. All of our clients get a list of what we're going to be doing to try and keep everything safe, all of our procedures. They get an email of that before the inspection so they know what to expect. We do like our clients to come to the inspection if they feel safe to do it. If they don't, we can have someone holding a phone or camera so that they can try and watch what we're doing from a distance. I have done that a couple of times for people who either couldn't or didn't want to come along to the inspection. So we are doing what we can as far as scheduling the inspection and such. We've always had online scheduling plus people in the office, so we don't really have to go out and do an estimate and meet people that way, but they can call. Also, they can do all of the paperwork from signing our contract to making payments online so that we're not passing more paper back and forth that could spread any type of virus. So we're doing what we can to try and keep all of our clients and anybody we're around safe and our inspectors safe. As far as business goes, when spring came, that's our busy time of year. And it's just like spring never really came. But we stayed fairly busy. We were still, everybody was working. And here in the past few weeks, things have really picked up. It looks like spring's starting to hit finally. And it's just kind of late coming. So I think it's going to be a pretty busy summer and fall. That's going to be our spring. So I think things are going to roll on along. We're here to help anybody who needs a home inspection. My big kind of concern with business is things do start rolling again. Back around 08 timeframe, things got so hot that people were not doing home inspections in order to try and get the contract through. And I'm hoping we don't see things get in that condition again. But that's kind of my take on things. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Seth, thanks very much. And I'd like to share your optimism about the future, and hopefully we get too busy that we, we're put in those positions. But yes, here's hoping that things get back to a nice busy schedule for all of us as this thing sort of starts to settle down. So thanks for your comments. Appreciate it. Okay, let's have Simon, Choice Home Warranty.
Oh, thanks, Barry. I'm just happy to follow Keith after his great presentation. Good job, Keith. And just to echo your sentiments, I've been reached out to people on social media, tracking all the stuff that's happening around here. I will say one thing: as soon as something hits the market, I see it going under contract pretty darn fast, and therefore heading to closing and stuff. So that is one testament to all the job that all the realtors are doing, I think, and having adjusted to this whole virtual showings, and they're still getting their listings out there on the market, even though people might not be setting foot in them. So that's just the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing is I think we've all become experts in this new technology world. I didn't even know Zoom existed before this, and now all of a sudden I know how to host meetings, join meetings, schedule meetings, you name it. And I even know how to use the reaction button. If some of you don't know, you just go down on the bar there and you hit that, and then you've got, reactions you can give to people and stuff. So that's something that's come out of this that's definitely positive. Choice as a company, we're around the country. We've been seeing a lot of calls, as somebody else mentioned. I think Jonathan mentioned, the claims calls, because people are using their home stuff more. Our claims are being done faster than ever because we have a new vendor app. So our vendors can now actually communicate with the Choice Home Office through their phone. They don't have to call in and wait on hold to get, clarification on whether they can replace or repair something. It can all be done through their phones. So that's really sped up the time of service being done in the homeowners' homes. And that's one of the great things I like about Choice, is that they're really focused on helping the client out when they have one of our warranties and getting the service out to them as quickly as possible. The other thing that we've instituted is current homeowners. They forget sometimes, if they're not going through a real estate transaction, they can still buy a home warranty at any point in time. They don't have to be buying a home in order to get one. So what Choice did is we came out with a program for existing homeowners, which allows them to get a home warranty, pay on a monthly payment plan. So depending on what kind of house they have, what plan they want, they can pay for it monthly on a credit card, and they don't have the expense of spending $500, $600, $700 out of pocket during this time, but they do have the protection of a home warranty. The only key is it does take 30 days for the coverage to kick in if they're existing homeowners. So with a real estate transaction, the policy goes in force right away. If it's an existing home, there's a 30-day waiting period for the coverage to actually kick in. But like I said, monthly payment plans, great way for somebody who's got older systems that doesn't have a warranty, thinks they might start breaking soon, to get some coverage in place and not have to have that big expense. And then the other thing I'll mention is that we extended our discounts. So we offer first responders and veterans and active military discounts. We've extended that to medical professionals as well. So anybody in the medical profession who you're working with in a real estate transaction or a past client, they can contact me and I can see what kind of discounts I can get them on our plans as well, because we've extended that to them as well. All right. Thanks, Barry. Thanks, everyone.
Simon, thanks so much for the input. Appreciate the support. As we sort of near the end of our program, I'd like now to ask Lee Newport to jump on and give us a little bit of an update on the staging world.
Hey everybody, how are you doing today?
Hey Lee.
You hanging in there? I know this has gone on a while, and make sure you're all awake. Hey Simon, how are you doing? Thanks guys for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. It's been great hearing about how everybody is changing, and we're very similar in the sense that, we've been doing this for 13 years. My staff is comprised of 4 stagers, so all 3 stagers and 1 operations manager, and we've been able to keep everybody whole, intact, and employed. We did have one person choose early on, a part-timer. She has her mother living with her and just really didn't feel comfortable going in, which was absolutely fine. But, people are getting sick of this, and she came back to work last week, and we staged 3 vacant properties. So we're still in there. Now, things that we certainly have done, though, because as of March 24th, we ceased going into houses to assist both with occupied staging, meaning bringing furniture, artwork, and accessories into an occupied property, and also for doing and providing in-person consultations. So we pivoted to be able to offer a comprehensive virtual or online consultation, because people did have a lot of time on their hands at home, and even if they weren't looking to sell, then certainly they wanted to know what they could do when the climate changed, so that they could be prepared and take advantage of a little bit more free time. We did see people that were planning to list that either just put the house on the market as is and with a little prayer and hope that it all went well, or some people pulled their homes off the market. We, like Martha, were ready to have a banner year and blow our best year out of the water, and then the brakes completely went on for about a week and a half. But we now are actually essentially where we were last year at this time, so that's good, and I'm hoping for an accelerated June and July to reflect that. So we are still currently not providing the staging for occupied homes, but vacant is still going strong, because here's the thing that's happened. Whether the need has been increased due to COVID-19, or people are sitting around in their houses saying it's a little too small, a little too this, a little too that, people still buy on emotion and justify with logic, and that's where staging comes in. We help to overcome all of those challenges that are created by a unique floor plan or lack of space, or honestly, if there's a reason they're moving to begin with because they don't like something about it, that's what staging can help you do with regards to the visual presentation. So the way we've changed in our vacant homes is to ask that nobody be there, which we've always asked, but sometimes you do show up and there's a tradesman who's finishing something, or their realtor decides to stop by, or the homeowner says, hey, I'm going to see how it's going. Well, we've really taken stringent precautions to say, stay out. You know, you know, for our safety and yours, please stay away until the project is done. And we are being very diligent about enforcing that and giving a lot of pushback for those who feel like the world has not changed. And one thing that we will do when we decide to go back into occupied properties is, of course, we're wearing, you know, we'll wear a mask and gloves, but also to have a health screening for their safety as well as our staff. We also recognize for those that were putting their house on the market during the pandemic, the normal resources that were available to them had become limited. So we relied on folks like 123 Junk because the donation centers were not, you know, they weren't there. They were really our only option. Thank goodness, Martha, you're working on one of our clients in Willowdale in Belmont Country Club. And, you know, that we can still get you in there to assess some of those needs, but we help to overcome some of the pain points and also fears for going out into the world for clients that still had a need by creating ready to go kits, if you will, of online shopping on Amazon. So you need your shower curtain, your towels, your front doormat, your interior doormat, you need some lights. We gave them as part of the consultation, which we've always done to a certain extent, but we fleshed it out so that it was really very inclusive. We even were able to take advantage, it was already always on the docket, but we just had a little more time to upgrade our website, and we now have a client portal that is much more robust. Instead of just having the visual guides for people to take our information for, you know, how to style a bed and how to fold your towels, but really to take it to the next level, to include the COVID-19 showing instructions, such as point your toilet paper. That way, you know, if somebody goes and uses your restroom while you're there, and opening all the doors and turning all the lights on for them. So we've really taken it up to another level so that we can make sure that we're addressing all of those client needs and concerns to make them feel comfortable. The other thing that we've taken advantage of is my former background as a corporate trainer. So we've really focused a lot of online education and support and also interaction, because I know as brokers and realtors, number one, you're probably sick of Zooms. You're probably, I mean, you have to be at this point. But if you need your CEs, or you're at home, or you have to go to your meeting, let's make it a little bit fun. Let's not only make it topical, but useful, and try to make it as engaging. Sure, I'll dance, I'll do whatever. You know, we gotta make it fun. And that's very easy for me. I've always been a big proponent of continuing education, both in my industry, and it's something, again, due to the fact I love to talk, and it's within my comfort level to not only create, but implement and deliver content. I can custom create whatever you need for your brokerage, whether it's a 30-minute, you know, hey, let's stop talking about real estate and talk about design, or what you want to do in your house when all of this is over, or whether you're talking about, oh, how do I provide those services with regards to staging now that the world has changed? I don't want to bring the bedding that I used to take from house to house that I would store in my linen closet. Probably not a good idea. So how do you adjust? So we're there as a resource for any of you all who in your brokerages, or, you know, as individuals, if you have a need. I've, you know, done things like with Sue was kind enough to have us in. I've done a few things with DAAR. We've got the Night Owl series coming up, but that's something that we will continue to do. We just did it in person before, and it's, again, it's fun, it's easy, and we're still, just to wrap up, staging vacant properties, providing the virtual consultations, and hoping that our occupied consultations will come back probably closer to the first part of June. But we're here to support you, whatever your staging and presentation needs might be. Thanks, guys.
Lee, thanks very much. And I think you set the record today for the most information in the shortest period of time. That was excellent. Thank you.
Okay, good. I hope that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. No, thanks for your support. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So like all good programs, they come to an end. So we saved the best to last. So now I'd like to invite Sherry Skinner from Interstate to join us to wrap up the discussion. Sherry.
That was nice, Barry. Thank you very much. I'm Sherry Skinner with Interstate Moving and Storage. And, you know, we've been essential workers, so we've continued on. Our company has almost 300 employees that are all working at home now. So our company fortunately had already started having some people working from home, move management, some other departments, customer care, people that could work from home. So it was not a real painful transition for us. As far as the moving industry, we were doing virtual surveys for people, giving that an option more than a year ago. So now we are doing all of our estimates by virtual but we are very experienced at it, so we haven't seen a real problem with our estimates being very far off from when someone's walking through a house. Now, when all of our restrictions are maybe on the 29th, you know, some things will be, we won't have as many restrictions. We'll open up the option for people if we can go to their house, or we'll have the virtual survey, but it's up to them. And we can do it on any platform that they want. We can do it on FaceTime. We can do it on WhatsApp. We can do it on Zoom. The other thing is all of our crews, we actually have a document that's on our website that you can download about exactly what we're doing for COVID-19 with our crews. But we're taking temperatures. We used to put a crew of 4 people in a truck together. Now we're sending out 2 trucks, but we're not charging anything extra for that. We're sending out 2 vehicles, so there are only 2 people in a vehicle at a time. They've all got their PPE with them. They're wiping down the commonly touched areas. We're keeping crews together, so if somebody does get sick, it's just going to affect a small crew to be out for 14 days. We've only had 1 crew that had to be out for 14 days, but actually nobody ended up being tested positive. It was just because somebody was sick with something else on that crew. We are hiring. That's our biggest thing right now is we need more people to work for us. So if you know anybody looking for a job, send them to Interstate to see what jobs are available. We usually get a bunch of Romanians in every summer. We get the same people back over and over. We don't have them now. A lot of college kids that will do seasonal work for us, full-time seasonal work, or the parents don't want them to work or don't want them to be going into people's houses. We really need to get more crews working because July, we're going to get slammed. Every mover is going to be slammed in July. Military moves start at the end of June again. So our busy moving season is normally the end of May through mid-July. Now it's going to be July, August. So if you have anybody that's not putting their house on the market right now and they're looking at putting their house on the market in June and July and they think they're going to move in July and August, they really need to be getting estimates for movers now so they know who they're going to use once they sell their house. Because every mover is going to be busy and there's quite a few movers that may not last till July. So there's going to be less movers out there to do the business we need to do for your clients, as well as all the government, military, all the things we do in the DC area. I think that's it for me, and thank you very much.
Sherry, thank you. Actually, appreciate it. I'd just like to say to all of our affiliates out there who have sort of given us their time this morning. Firstly, thank you for those updates. That just proves, just how much effort has gone in to your own specific areas of expertise and what is entailed in continuing to work in this very difficult time. But that you've done it so successfully and allowed us as a profession to continue selling, buying houses. It's been quite remarkable. Secondly, I would just like to say that you're an incredible bunch of people and extremely important for the success of DAAR as well. So we certainly do value your friendship and your relationship with us as an organization, and it's heartening to see that you really sort of batten down the hatches and ensure that we're still able to conduct ourselves safely but sensibly in this sort of situation. To the members out there that have joined today to hear what the affiliates have had to endure and how they're moving forward, thank you very much for your continued support to these events. It's nice to see that hopefully we're sort of continuing to sort of provide you with as much exposure as we can to what's going on in the profession. And thank you again for your support to the association, because I know the staff is incredibly sort of delighted to see just how many of the members have been involved in everything that they've been trying to do in this sort of lockdown period. So that's been quite rewarding for them, and it's just given them a new sense of purpose to sort of get on and do the business. To everybody on here today, thanks for turning up. Thanks for your support. Have a great Memorial weekend, and we look forward to seeing and hearing from you all again very soon.
Hey, real quick before we go, I just want to say thank you to all the affiliates as well. To all the agents out there, just a reminder, You know, we have the Realtor Store pickup on Thursdays and deliveries on Tuesdays. If you guys need anything, please feel free to reach out to us. And we really appreciate everyone out there, and wish you all a great weekend. And call us, email us anytime you need anything. We're here for you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Barry.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good. Good stuff. That was good. Very, very good. That was good. And that's for your business.
Hey, Barry, you're doing a great job.
Hey, Tom. Nice to see you.
Yeah, great job. Good meeting, a lot of information, and it's glad to hear that we got people that are winding up to help us.
Yeah,
'Cause I
absolutely.
think
No, it's been
out of this in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a lot of business.
excellent.
Yeah,
Keep us
good to
posted.
see you.
Let's know how it's going. Yeah.
Take care.
Let's get a ride in soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Good to see you.
You
Good
too,
job.
Tom. Take care.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.